So the morning routine that I recommend for most young men that helps them go from making no money to actually making money online, becoming an independent individual, and achieving the goals that they want to accomplish is wake up in the morning and immediately get up as soon as the alarm goes off. What I recommend is getting an app. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but I believe it's called Wake Up Cycle. So what the app actually does is, as you're sleeping, it literally records your sleep, and it's kind of tracking you so that it can sense, when you've waken up within like a whatever. You can have the period be whatever, how long you want it to be, but usually in a 30-minute period. So instead of waking up exactly at 6:30, it take from 6 to 6:30, and whenever it can basically sense that you're like most awake and most alert, that it'll wake you up in that time, so that you don't get waken up in the middle of a dream. You get waken up when you're actually awake or in lighter sleep as opposed to deeper sleep. So that's one pro tip, is getting that app that can do that for you, or maybe if a Fitbit, something of this nature that can do that for you, is going to be extremely beneficial for your sleep cycle. But the next thing is, immediately as soon as you wake up, get up, and then I'd say make your bed, and then drink water. It can be two very important things to do, because you start the day and you're immediately accomplishing things as soon as you wake up, which is super important. They teach you in even military boot camps. They teach you this in America. As soon as you wake up, they have you do a certain amount of things so that you start the day with a win instead of a loss. So that's something very important. Wake up, like physically get up, make your bed, and then I'd also say drink water. Then the next thing is going to be gratitude journaling. So gratitude journaling is an extremely beneficial exercise, and it's super quick to do as opposed to other habits. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper and a pen, and what I like to do is I like to write one paragraph about something, whatever I think of, after waking up that I'm grateful for, and I write a paragraph about that thing. Some people will say write out a list, but I'd actually say that it's more about being in the state of gratitude than the number of things that you can list. So I'd say that the most important thing here is just being in that state. So writing one paragraph about one thing is what I would recommend, but over time you can get better at it and write more. So maybe you just have a list that you start out, and then over time you focus on being in the state of gratitude and writing about that one thing. The next thing after you do that gratitude journaling, I would say, is then some form of either breath work or meditation or prayer. So this looks different for a lot of people, but I'd say you either meditate, pray, or do breath work. What I'm doing right now is, after the gratitude journaling, I'll do something called Wim Hof breathing. So it's a special type of breathing that's extremely beneficial for the body. I used to do meditation in the morning, but now I do breath work, and it's a pseudo form of meditation because I'm focusing on the breath. So in a way it kind of is meditation, but less heavy on the meditation, more heavy on the breath work. So that's one thing that I recommend, is breath work over meditation in the morning. Or you could do both, or you could stack all three. That's what I'd also say, doing that. And then I'd say skip breakfast if you can, but if you're trying to gain weight and trying to get big and the goal is fitness, then I'd probably say you should probably eat in the morning. So what that would look like for me is something like a nice steak, eggs, and a little bit of fruit. And then after that, after you've had breakfast is breakfast. I'd say go light on the carbs, heavy on the protein if you do have it. If you have caffeine, I'd say wait at least 2 hours before ingesting caffeine in the morning, my recommendation. Because what does caffeine do? Caffeine has adenosine, which binds to the brain. It's science stuff, I won't get into it, but waiting 2 hours can be extremely beneficial for your health before ingesting caffeine. Then after if you do have breakfast, then after I'd say cardio, but even if you don't eat breakfast, I'd say that cardio in the morning. So not weight training. You can do the weight training because that is pretty intense in cardio, but not specifically weight training, but actually getting your heart rate to increase and increasing your internal body temperature by some form of cardio, I'd say is super valuable and super important, because increasing your internal body temperature in the morning can help you regulate something called circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock that regulates certain cycles and processes. So increasing body temperature in the morning is very good for your health throughout the day, and then decreasing body temperature before and during sleep can help you sleep. So it's like the opposites happening right now. So increasing body temperature and even eating food can help you do that. So I'd also say cardio, because that gets you up and going. And then after that, I'd say cold exposure, because cold exposure, when you have cold water exposed to you, your body, wants to counteract the cold, so it wants to heat up to counteract the cold. So that's the other thing that help you. This is an extremely short video because I'm just trying to explain it and really instill it and drill it into your head. So the video's done, you can click off. But if you want to learn more, I have a private community called Renekas Academy. First link in the description. I'll teach you lots of more things. There's a community in there, other young men, taught by me, other people in there. Amazing community. Go check it out if you like this video. Bye.